What's your excuse? Hey YouTube, this is Will from Will Development, and this is my 81st weekly update. I'll jump right into the nitty gritty because I got a couple of cool announcements this week. So, first and foremost, my left shoulder has been bothering me, just a little bit of a tweaking. It doesn't feel like a nervous system or a tendon problem. It feels like just a muscular problem, and I can actually feel it when I move my arm just right in that position. It feels a little tight and weird, so I've been doing some mobility work and some massaging into it this whole week, which is why, as you see here, Monday when I hit overhead press, all I did was kept just using the bar, because every time I tried to put weight, I just felt it really strain on it, so it actually might be a tendon issue. But I'll work it out, I'll get it stronger, and then it'll be fine. I've been doing mobility work all week and really massaging it out as best I can, all those muscles around it, all that sort of stuff. But what I did was I decided I'm going to just try to work the muscular system to hell this week, pretty much in everything. And so I did overhead press, 45, and what I did was I supersetted that with front raises and lateral raises with dumbbells. So I would hit the overhead press, and I believe I filmed it so you'll see it. Went right into front raises, and when I couldn't do any more front raises, I'd go into lat raises, and when I couldn't do any more of those, I'd go right back into front raises. Really trying to work my shoulders as much as I can, while still trying to keep relatively good technique with it. Then Wednesday, I hit sandbag and keg medleys. Did 2 of the sandbag and keg medley, and I actually run it a little bit different than the competition. I haven't totally filled up my keg to 200 pounds. I have one that's 135, and then another one that's 90, and another one that's 30. So what I do is I set up the 200-pound sandbag and the 130 and the 90. Then I have to run twice, run 3 times versus the 2 times, and then, but I have to carry 2 kegs. Really trying to figure out my particular technique with kegs. It's a little bit different for every person, from what I've found on the consensus on the internet, depending on how long your arms are and things like that, and how big your stomach is. So I'm trying to figure out my technique, and it's still going to take a little bit more tweaking, but I'll get there. And then today was the first time I touched real deadlifts in a while, and I did not eat enough today, and I'm very tired, which is my own fault. There's no excuses for it, but I did not eat enough today. I didn't pack my meals last night. And I'm actually kind of like shaking because my blood sugar is pretty low, and I'm just hungry. And my own fault. Got no excuse for it. It's just, it is what it is. And so worked my way up to 305. Did that for 1, and it felt heavy as fuck, which is not right for me. I pretty much can always consistently pull 305 for at least 2. Or 3 with minimal effort, really. I don't really usually start to feel the weight until somewhere around 325, something like that. And yeah, just 20 more pounds, but that's when you start getting into your higher range, every 2 or 3 pounds you start to feel it. Regardless of whatever level you're at, if you can only deadlift 125 max, if you put it to 130, you feel it about 100. You really start to feel it about a 120, you know what I mean? You don't have to be deadlifting thousands of pounds to feel 2 or 3 pounds. It's just whatever your limit is. It is also very hot and humid in this garage today because of the Florida heat, and I've had a heater on one of my stones for a couple days now, trying to dry it out, so I can get it to one of my loyal customers. Also, I released a sandbag video this week. Just a quick, cheap sandbag alternative. I have only used these on grass and dirt. I don't know how they hold up on concrete or asphalt. I've heard a few people say that they pop, they bust really bad. I've gotten lucky. Maybe it's just because of the certain way that I fill my sandbags. Not necessarily one big lump of sand, it's a bunch of different ones put in. So maybe that has something to do with weight displacement. I could make an argument for that. No idea. But if you want to spend $5 instead of the $60, and the thing maybe breaks after 5 months, it doesn't seem like too bad of a deal to me. But I've had mine for coming 6 months now, and they've lasted just fine. No problem, really. I enjoy them. Anyway, that's linked below, so check that out. Also, exciting announcement, that podcast I talked about maybe 6 months ago, 7 months ago, I talked about starting to do with Josh of JB Designs, finally coming out. It is actually officially released today, the first episode, which is simply entitled The Pilot. That's going to be on SoundCloud. We're working on getting it on iTunes, and we're still discussing how we want to run it on the YouTube channel that we also have for it, the Creative Hangout Podcast. The videos with the podcast are already uploaded. They're just not released yet because we still haven't decided. We still haven't talked about how we want to do it. But eventually they will be on a YouTube channel if that's your preferred method. But they are on SoundCloud, which I believe you can download them off SoundCloud. I don't exactly recall. And like I said, we're working on getting them on iTunes. So check that out in the link below. We both really appreciate it. We'd really just appreciate the feedback, comments, questions, anything like that. And that's about it. So check out those two things below. And look forward to the next couple weeks when I work my deadlift back up to a big ass nice weight. Hopefully hit a PR in a couple weeks here when I'm finally full. If you don't, then what's your excuse?